Most students enrolled in public speaking are underclassmen, so freshmen and sophomores, because it's an essential studies course and it's a 100 level, so most of us just take it right away. But I am a fifth year senior, and the reason I'm taking it now is because the oral communication credit was originally built into my first major plan, but I have since switched majors and have just now gotten around to taking it. So I think I am uniquely qualified to give some advice about choosing a major or career path to you underclassmen. I know there are some upperclassmen in this course as well who may have it all figured out, but maybe you'll find some advice helpful in here too. So when I came to UND, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I liked all sorts of different subjects, but I chose the school for swimming, and I figured I would just go from there. My initial major of choice was chemical engineering because rumor has it they make a lot of money, and I have a few engineers in my family, and chemistry is cool, so I just picked that. But a few weeks into the first course, I realized that it wasn't really what I had hoped it would be or expected at all. But I was in a physics course, as all engineers take, and I liked my professor, and space is cool, so I switched to that and chose an astrophysics emphasis, and I'm also doubling in math because they pair nicely. And I didn't really know what would come after graduation or what my options even were, but I figured, I was just a freshman and I'd had plenty of time to figure that all out later, and now I have reached later, and I am looking back at things that I might do differently given another chance to go back to freshman year. So first of all, I would be a little bit more outgoing with my classmates right away. I kind of stuck to myself for a bit, and a couple people I knew from high school and people from my swim team. And I wish I would have reached out to other fellow majors earlier because maybe I would have done better in my introduction classes. I would feel more confident. I would have more friends, which is not the most important thing, but it helps. We need to find balance, right? So the community of your fellow majors is extremely helpful because you can work together and build each other up and ultimately do better in your department and majors. And I'd also try to get in with the upperclassmen because they have a lot of advice to give on what courses pair well nicely and what grad schools to apply to, if any, or other career options. I'd also recognize that no matter how many times I tell myself, you have plenty of time to do that over the weekend, I probably won't get anything done after Friday at 5 p.m. So I'd recognize that in myself a little bit earlier and tried to do my homework when it was assigned right away and studied during the week so I didn't have to on the weekends. And in the last year I have adopted that practice, and I have noticed significant decreases in my stress levels and increases in my happiness and satisfaction with myself. And I don't feel guilty about maybe doing poorly on an exam because I know I did the best studying I could. Lastly, I would have gone to a career fair so much earlier than my second to last semester of my academic career. Even if you think you're going to grad school right away and you don't need to go to a career fair, which is super awesome, by the way. Grad school is great. I plan on getting an advanced degree someday. But the experience of an internship, getting it by whatever means, career fair, family connection, friends in a company already, you won't have to work an annoying retail job over the summer or lifeguard obnoxious kids for 7 years like I did, because you'll get that experience that will build your confidence as a professional, and you'll probably make a nice chunk of change. And even if you don't go into that field afterwards, it's still the experience and the confidence you'll build as a professional that will be beneficial. I'm just now seeing this in my internship that I pretty much got by accident just by going to the career fair and getting my feet wet and going to career services and working on my resume and cover letters and everything they can help you with. So for a long time, I felt like my education was pointless. I suffered from imposter syndrome, which is not a real mental disorder, but pretty much everyone deals with it. You feel like you don't belong or you're not good enough. And I thought my only option was grad school, but I wouldn't get into a very good one, again, because of my own self-doubt. And I thought the only option for a physics major would be to teach or go to grad school and become a doctor and do research forever and ever, which was actually a dream of mine for a long time. And my opinions have since changed, which is okay. And obviously, a life in academia is wonderful, and some people are perfectly built for that. But I want to spread the word that there are other options for you out there. So all of this advice can be applied to anyone in any field. I have just two things to say in addition to all this. One, be curious. Don't be afraid to be a super nerd, because knowledge is awesome. And I advise you to take courses in several different fields early on, because if nothing else, you'll learn what you don't like. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't give each subject a shot. I took a philosophy course as a freshman, and going into it, it was really interesting to me, but then near the end of the semester, I realized that I didn't think I'd ever take another philosophy course. And that's okay, but I got the experience and I don't regret taking that class. So the last thing I want to say is find balance. Your personal life is equally as important as your academic life. So set aside specific times that work for you to call your mom, go to the gym, take a walk, read 10 pages of a fluff book each day, just to be a well-rounded person. So I hope this helps anyone and everyone who watches this video, and I wish everyone the best of luck.